if you've watched any of my other videos, you'll know that I used to suffer from an eating disorder. And the eating disorder I had was, well, it was very kind of strict restriction on calories. So I wouldn't say it was full-blown anorexia, but it was definitely a lot of restriction. And this turned into bulimia. And basically I had that for 10 years or so, and still it lingers in the back of my mind, like the option to do that. And I just want to talk about ways that I've overcome it with raw food and kind of help anyone else. And basically I do think that raw food is absolutely amazing at helping people with eating disorders. And I've written down a few reasons why, so that's why I've got my notebook in case my mind wanders off. And basically the first thing I noticed when I came to this raw food lifestyle is the lightness I feel. I came from it from a raw till force style way of eating, and I was completely overloading myself with calories and starchy food, and it did not digest very well for me at all. And when I switched over to a fully raw lifestyle, I noticed a huge change in the lightness that I felt. And this really helps with the whole kind of the urge, I always said the urge to purge. And basically the thing with raw food is it digests so well. So if you're doing correct food combining and you are having like very watery dense foods, then it digests so well. And basically what this does is it lifts that kind of heaviness from you and you feel light. So you could have a meal of 800 calories and it would digest so well that you would feel light on your feet afterwards. So it's an amazing way of getting your nutrients, getting your calories, but not having that heavy feeling that you would get from cooked food or starchy food or fatty food and things like that. So that is one of the main things that I noticed, and that helps me so much. And even with things like when I have dates on their own, if I was to have like a big meal of dates on their own, unblended, just as they are, very dry fruits, that can start to bring up some kind of negative bulimic urges within me. And luckily I have worked on my awareness, and I am aware when those feelings come up, not to act on them, but to address how they have come. And basically they form from that heaviness feeling. It's that heaviness, it's that horrible, it's not digesting very well, it's taking a lot of energy from me. I'm now feeling slow, lethargic, less than optimal, dehydrated, and it just doesn't work very well with a bulimic kind of past, a bulimic mind, or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, that's the first thing with raw food, which is done properly with lots of light, water-rich foods. That is one of the key things to help you overcome an eating disorder. Another thing is it's nourishing, and this is the core really of raw food, is its nourishment. It's how good it makes you feel. And in no other lifestyle have I eaten food where it has given me such a zing for life. And that's such an important thing, especially for an ex-bulimic, to actually have the food make you feel good, so good that you don't want it out of you. You want all that goodness inside your body. And that is so amazingly healing. It puts you in a completely different relationship with food, and it no longer becomes the enemy. It becomes your friend. And it's also like you can trust the food in a weird way. Like I've tried diets in the past, basically, like for example like paleo, and I kidded myself for a long time that the food is nourishing me, the food is nourishing me, the food is nourishing me. But slowly and slowly and slowly the weight crept on and on and on, and I would be restricting carbs because that's what you did on the paleo, and I would just be feeling awful. That is one of the worst things you can do for a bulimic or an anorexic, in my point of view, because basically you're just restricting further and making someone crave food like crazy, and it's gonna all culminate in a binge basically, and then usually a purging session of some sort, which is just not the healthy route. That's a relapse basically, and that's not what you want. Whereas with this lifestyle, you can literally eat all the calories that your body needs. yet feel really light on your feet, feel very nourished, feel amazing, feel hydrated, just feel that zing, that aliveness again. And have that relationship with food, that it is good for you, it is nourishing you, it is loving you. Which leads me on to my next point. It is a form of self-love. It is a form of self-care. It is really looking after yourself. And that is so important. It's not just food to fill the gap, you know, food to get it in, food because it tastes good. It just takes away all that guilt of it. So there's no kind of guilt behind you eating food that you know hurts your body. And I'm talking, yeah, cakes, cookies, things like this. We know that hurts our bodies. People will argue to a degree how important that is. I think it's very important. I think it is, and I think to a lot of other people who are very nutritionally aware, it is important. This food that we are eating becomes us. Our cells, our bodies rebuild, and that food literally becomes our body, and it can cause us health problems in the future when we're older. And do we want the best for our bodies? You know, so that's why I think when we start to eat this nutritionally dense live food that makes us feel so amazing, that it just helps us love ourselves again. It helps us kind of just begin to nourish ourselves in the most basic way, which is through food. And it's just, we know fruits and vegetables are extremely healthy. And the bottom line is I'm not the only person in this world eating just fruit and vegetables and some nuts and seeds and things like that. I am not the only person doing this. There is people in the world who are eating this way and thriving and loving life and recovering from old issues in the past. And it's because we are designed to eat primarily fresh fruit and vegetables. That is what our bodies are designed for. This isn't some crazy diet. This isn't some crazy lifestyle. This is what we are supposed to eat. This is what our bodies are designed for. Our digestive tract is designed for plant matter in its raw, natural form. So, and I'm not saying like cooked food is evil or anything like that, but if you want to eat cooked food, you feel really good, that's great. But I'm really into the raw food, and it has helped me so much, and that's what I want to share with people, is my experience with this and how it's helped me overcome my lifelong eating disorder finally. And another thing is that it doesn't suppress your old emotions, and I'll explain this. Basically, when you eat raw food, because it is like the water dense food that I eat, it is so light and so refreshing. It doesn't bog you down. It doesn't make you feel heavy. It doesn't switch your brain off the way that cooked food does and heavy food does. So you've always kind of on this level of being like, ding! Like now, I've just had my full dinner and I'm still feeling like, I want to go, I want to do stuff, you know. There's just no switch off from that food. You don't get in from the end of the day and have a meal and just switch off and zonk out. It's not like that. It's like you're always kind of in a state to kind of be ready for stuff. You're always rearing to go, you know. And this is good, but this is also can be problematic if you don't have the tools to sort it out. And so basically, what happens is these old emotions will start to come up, and this can also be from your body clearing out old toxins, clearing out old waste, and doing all this stuff inside healing, and kind of old emotions seem to come up, almost like they've been locked away in the toxins. It's very interesting what happens, and basically you start to have all these old emotions come up, and you don't have anything to suppress them. You have to confront basically. You have to confront your issues, and this is why it can be quite problematic for people who don't know what to do in that situation. And what I do is intense lots of inner work, which is something I do with all of my clients. And I suggest it all the time on my page. And I've started making some videos now of me talking you through some exercises, which I'll continue to make. Basically, this is all exercises of like mindfulness, gratitude, self-acceptance, grounding, finding your passions, learning how to follow your heart, learning to forgive yourself and forgive everyone else. And it's basically all of these things in getting it into your daily practices and helping you when those emotions come up, so that you're not kind of just going to go, oh, okay, I'm just going to go eat something so that I can stop thinking. So that, you know, it's about actually sorting out these old things. So, and just developing yourself as a person. And this is why it's so amazing with the combination of raw food, because the raw food kind of like clears you out so that you have this space in your mind and space in your body to confront these issues. And then the inner work just helps you just sort it all out, you know. It's amazing. It's almost like, it's like a cupboard that's full of crap, and basically the raw food opens the door so that you can see all the crap. And then the inner work just helps you sort it all out and clear it all out, and then it's just, you've got all this space within you to actually start really bringing into your life all the stuff you want to do. There's no more excuses to hold you back. It's so liberating and so freeing, and just everything all together just helps you learn how to love yourself. It's a complete lifestyle overhaul, which I think is so important for people who have had eating issues, because the reason why we all have, like, so many people are having eating issues is because we're eating in a way that our bodies are not meant to eat. We are eating junk food all the time that makes us feel awful, that makes us feel guilty about eating it, because as soon as we eat it, we kind of feel a bit sick of ourselves. We feel a bit disgusted because we've just eaten all this disgusting, greasy junk food, you know? And some people maybe don't, but a lot of people do. And a lot of these people will get a bit freaked out and get scared from the junk food, like I did, and be like, I don't want to eat that. But then they don't know what else to eat, because everyone's saying you have to have a bit of bread, you have to have a bit of milk, you have to have a bit of cake, otherwise you're not going to be healthy. But it's just not true. You can be absolutely healthy. You can be the best, in the best health of your life with eating fruit and vegetables. And I'm not just saying eat a little bit of lettuce and a bit of carrot, that's your dinner. No, you don't have to do that anymore. You can eat an actual meal that makes you feel so satisfied and so good and so nourished and just so alive inside. Finally, you feel alive inside, and you don't want it out of you. All that beautiful nutrition, you don't want it out. You want it to flood your cells with its healing and with its amazing nutrients and the beautiful water to flush through your body to help you get out all the old stuff you don't want anymore, and just to bring into your life all the love and all the happiness that you deserve, that you absolutely deserve. It is a new chance to start rebuilding your body with fresh fruit and vegetables. Organic if possible. But I'm a bit of a realist, so I understand organic ain't going to be possible all the time. So this is what I mean. This is, in my opinion, the best way to combat an eating disorder. It's the way to start eating in our most natural way. And this has spilled out to so many areas of my life. Just eating raw has helped me clear out my flat and let go of material possessions. It's helped me embrace the fact that I don't shave anymore, because I don't care what other people are thinking of me. This is my body and I don't care. And I just feel fantastic. I've finally learned how to love me and all of me, not just the outside, not just when I'm feeling thinner, not just when I've lost a bit of weight. No, me now, exactly as I am. And all of me, my heart, my lungs, all of me, my soul, my love for life, I just appreciate myself so much more. And you can have it too. You can absolutely have it too. That's the thing. So, yeah, that's basically what I wanted to talk about today, is how it's helped me with my eating disorder and why I think that this is the best thing for eating disorders. It's raw vegan, done right, of course. You've got to have all your greens and everything, so you're feeling satisfied. You've got to get all your calories, get your nutrients, get their minerals. And yeah, and you will be flying, and get the inner work in, of course. You will be flying. And just to say as well, at the moment I have a 50% off of my coaching service, which the details can be found on my website. It's at the end of a blog post actually about my winter. Oh, my daughter's here. Hello. Come on in. No, I'm coming in a minute. Oh, we're going to do another video after this, so I promise. incoming. So yeah, basically I just wanted to say about my, I do have my coaching service, literally on the last bit, so yeah. I have my 50% off my coaching service at the moment. So if you would like any information on that, feel free to message me.
Give it a thumbs up.
Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. And we'll see you soon.
Bye.
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 Another point that I actually meant to say, which I forgot to add to the video, was it actually helps you manage your weight, and not in a way that is detrimental to your body. It helps you get to your healthy weight. So usually people who need to put on a little bit of weight will put on weight, and those who it's healthy for them to lose a bit of weight will lose their weight, and your body will get to the most optimal way for you, but without it actually harming your body. It's such a healthy way to actually manage your weight without the fear of putting on weight, and it just breaks that whole cycle of fear and guilt and binge, and it's just such a fantastic tool. So that's just what I wanted to add to this as well.